life, and I don't mean my childhood, I'm just saying in them streets. I know what it is to be in the streets because I was out there in my time before I went into the Marine Corps. So if I had the direction that you guys are being afforded and the team that you got around you that care. See, there's one thing, hey man, I ain't got nothing to do. I got to talk to these kids. Nah, you got people that care. When they reached out to me, we didn't have to have a 3-hour conversation. He told me what it's about. I said, yeah. Because I have a feeling that if you're blessed to be a certain way in life, you got to give back. And if I could save anybody's life in here, man, that's all I need. Let me try to help you guys. Any way I can, I'll help. But we got to try to save you guys and give you a path that's the hell out of here, where you can make some serious money, build a beautiful life, have a family, and you ain't got to be looking over your shoulder, doing nothing unscrupulous, worrying about the cop following you, and if he pull you over, yeah, here go all my paperwork, yeah, it's paid for, here you go. And him looking at your car as you walk away, or you with your wife, and you looking like you Jay-Z and Beyonce. So, I'm going to answer your question, but I just want you guys to remember, this ain't a job opportunity. You looking for a job opportunity, don't come to me. I'm going to keep it real with you, don't come to me. I need you, I need it all. I need you to have a career. And I guarantee you, if you do it, if you pick a trade that you like, what you think you can like. Some of y'all not going to college. So for the ones you not going to college, what you gonna do? You gonna play PlayStation 5 for a little while? You know, what you gonna do? This is the money game. This is the money game. I think the lowest I made in my career in 1 year might have been $10,000. The highest I made in 1 year might have been about $175. That's a lot of money, man. That's a lot of money. And I want you to understand, I've been a business agent for over 20 years now. So the last time I was in a machine was in 2000. And that's what I made. So I'm just saying, you guys now coming in, the pay rate is totally different now. So you figure if I made $1.75 in 2000, that's probably about $200,000 now. An operating engineer makes $70 an hour. Oh, did I tell you about the annuity? So every hour you work, you got $8 going into annuity. You don't know what annuity is? Annuity is money is put aside. Every hour you work, $8 is put aside. And each trade is different. Every hour you work, $8 put aside, $8 put aside, $8. Don't sound like a lot till you get that yearly statement. Like, God darn, I put in $30,000. Now that $30,000 is sitting. Now next year you work again. That $8, that $8, that $8. Damn, $60,000. Woo-hoo. Now you work another year. Still feeding because you can't touch it. Now all of a sudden you look around, you got $500,000. That's your money that's sitting there. Now you say, you know what, well, you know what, I want to buy a house now. Okay, let me go to my union and get that money out. Or get half of it. Or maybe you're looking at a house that's $130,000. Okay, well, you got the money. Nah, I don't need no bank. I got the money. No, I'm paying for this cash. I'm going to get the cashier check. That's my house. So you see, it's a path. And you guys are in demand. You in demand. Screw what you see on TV, somebody saying something about how we look or what we into. Nah. You are in demand. Trust me. I meet with cats. The job that Carlos was talking, Mr. Jones was talking about, that's a $3.4 billion project. Did you hear what I said? I ain't say million, billion. It's a 7-year project he's talking about. You know who's in charge of the job? Me and him. We just walked in that hallway and said, we got to get the young people to be on that job. Yes, sir. I see you had your hand there. What you want?
It's like right now, you like a millionaire right
I ain't gonna say that. I got a daughter in college at Indiana University, and I got another one about to. Well, I ain't gotta spend no money because she got a scholarship to go to NYU. So, but I'm okay. I'm okay. But you gotta understand something. I retired from the operating engineer, so I'm collecting a pension. So I'm collecting my pension and my paycheck. So.
What's a pension?
So your pension, okay, when you work, now you're in a union. So I told you about your annuity, right? So you got money going into a pension. And depending on how long you work is what you get. And if you work 20 plus years, that pension is pretty fat. I know guys that came out, retired, and their annuity was over $1 million. $1 million. Do you know what it feels like to look at your bank account and you got the big one? You figure once you retire, your style and your way of life ain't like it is when you guys are young. My lifestyle is totally different than what I was in my 20s. Man, I'm asleep at 11 o'clock damn near sometimes. Whereas when I was a young boy, 11 o'clock, that's the time the party started. I can't even be in the street at 11 o'clock, I'm sleepy. So, if you work hard and build your things, your reward is at the end. Your reward is there. Yes, sir.
Where you from?
Philadelphia. I live in Elkins Park now, Shelton.
I used to live out there.
Oh, you know where it's at then. You know what's happening out there. Yes, sir.
If you pick up 3 trades, like how would that go?
But okay, you mean like you're trying to decide what you might want?
No, like doing 3 trades, like carpentry, carpentry, electrician, and plumbing.
You would have to pick one. So whichever one you think you could excel in, and I'm gonna leave, there's something called Sam Staten Pre-Apprenticeship Program, Sam Staten Senior Pre-Apprenticeship Program. It's named after a gentleman who was a legend in Philadelphia labor. He was the first, I shouldn't say the first, he was the second black business manager of a major construction union, but he was a pioneer. He was like, I guess you young people, he was like LeBron James of labor. To me, he was like Muhammad Ali of labor. He was just the GOAT. I'm not saying that because he was my father-in-law. He just was. One of my buddies, he has a security company. His security company, his clients are the NBA, the Democratic Party in PA, the NFL, Jay-Z and Beyonce. Whenever there's that thing that they have down at the Parkway, what is that? Made in America. That's his security team doing that. He called me up one day and he said, yo, one of my guys are picking up somebody at the airport. He needs to go see your father. I said, okay, let me see if he's in his office. So I called Dad. I said, yo, Dad, you in the office? He said, yeah. I said, somebody want to come by and see. He said, oh, I said, fine. Call him back. I said, yo, Sean, who wants to come see him? He said, it's Judge Mathis. Judge Greg Mathis, you know his TV show. He has a scheduled appointment with Mayor, at that time it was Mayor Street of Philadelphia. He didn't want to go see Mayor Street and get the keys to the city. Carlos knows who I'm talking about. He wanted to go see Sam Staten Sr. Sam Staten Sr. was so much of an advocate to bring in minorities into the building trades. He created a program called the DAP program. And the DAP program was the initials for Diversity Apprenticeship Program. So that went under when Governor Corbett took office back in 2007. So when the DAP program got defunded, we came up with the new DAP program. We just call it the Sam Staten Senior Pre-Apprenticeship Program. What they'll do, you'll take the test. Well, when you go in there, everything is free. It don't cost you anything. You'll go in there and you'll figure out if you want to be a carpenter, if you want to be an electrician. Carpenter, pay scale, carpenter, electrician, they run neck and neck, but the electrician makes the most. Electrician, they just the top of the food chart. And then you can decide, but either one of those two, they're great organizations, and if anybody else is thinking about that, those are good moves. Yes, sir.
So like my uncle, I'm like he's like works, he works on plumbing and I don't know all that extra stuff. So we go to Home Depot sometimes. I see like people with their own vans and stuff, like with stuff on the top and stuff. Like, isn't that like the things you're talking about?
So you're talking about independent contractors.
Oh yeah.
So if you became a union plumber, you could work and have your own business
Yeah,
on the
that's what
side.
I'm about to say for yourself and shit.
Huh?
That's what I'm about to say. Like he worked by for himself.
He works for himself.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying, like you guys could create your own business. You could still have your 40-hour work week, and then on the weekends, you got your own business. There's nothing wrong with that, and you can do it. You just have to make sure it works for you. I know a lot of guys, they got their own machines. Again, you gotta remember, I'm a heavy equipment operator. So I know guys, and they got their own machine. They bought a used backhoe, and now they got a business. Along with working every day, getting that money, now they're getting side money. And then probably when they retire, they open the company up where they probably hire someone. So yeah, your dreams, whether you have dreams of being a construction owner of a company or not, that might come into play later on. Because you might say, you know what, man, I don't feel like working for nobody all the time. I think I can do this on my own. And you can. You'll have all the means to do that, you know? So, the advantages of coming into the trades and picking out a trade that you might like. And again, I want y'all to keep this embedded in your head. This ain't a job offer. It ain't a job opportunity. This is a career move. I know this is heavy on you guys at 16, 17, 18, all that. But listen, man, it ain't gonna be long before y'all in y'all 20s. Like this year almost over, y'all gonna be out of here. And then you gonna be on the street. And if you ain't going to college, I don't need to see y'all on the news. Especially after I took time out of my day and you had gentlemen in here to like, yo man, there's a way. There's a way. And I don't know if anybody has ever told y'all this. There is a way the hell out of here. And you can make some serious paper. Now, yeah, I said I drive a Mercedes, but I also drive a red eye. So for some of you guys that know what a red eye is,
Okay.
you know, oh yeah. So my wife got the black key, I got the red key. So you know what that is. Huh?
Bro, red eyes.
Charger is a 4-door, that ain't no muscle car. 2-door. Muscle car is 2-door.
So like,
You know what I mean? So, you can do a lot of things, man. Yes, sir.
like when you started all of this and stuff.
When did I start? I joined Operating Engineers September 30th of 87.
1987.
1987, yes, sir.
Shit.
And then I was running the equipment, and then I became the head of the civil rights for the Operating Engineers in 93, and I didn't relinquish that post until I retired in 2017. But I had became a business agent. I became an organizer in 2001. And then I became the business agent for the Operating Engineers in 2005, and then I retired, and then I was asked to come out of retirement for this job. And again, I'm in charge of 30 different trade unions. I handle their business. I make sure that the jobs are safe. I make sure that they hire people that look like you guys. And we're just trying to gain some better traction in bringing some of you young people in. Yes, sir.
What was the most challenging part about your job?
To be honest, was dealing with the racism. I mean, just keeping it real with you, that was the hardest part, because some people don't want to see you making that kind of money. And they get a little jealous of you on that job, and instead of maybe their best friend.
Do you
You
still
know?
see that to this day?
Huh?
Do you still see that to this day?
Oh, yes, sir. Yeah, I was just on a call for Monroe. Here's a $30 million project we were talking about last week, and we're conducting the call. It was a pre-job, and one of the contractors told the laborer that he wanted him to make sure that whatever boy he had, make sure that boy comes back to the job because he was a good boy. So we had to stop the conversation. Wait a minute, boy? Who are you talking about? You mean man? And don't that man have a name? So I had to stop the meeting, it was a Zoom call, and say, listen, going forward, either you're gonna be a part of this job, or I'm gonna get you kicked off this job. Because we're not gonna have anybody degrading anybody. Whatever that young man's name is, that's what you call him, his name. And if you don't know his name, for my company right now, I like to have him back. But don't ever let me hear you saying boy again. And I left the conversation like that. See, when I don't want to sound like this, it's easy to be a phone gangster. I'm a type of guy, nah, I need to see you face to face. I don't like that phone stuff. I don't like the Zoom call, but we gotta be safe. So I had to make sure that they understood, don't ever do nothing like that again. So I think the hardest part to answer your question, it's getting better, but you still have people that have jacked up views. They don't understand, we all God's kids. God made us all. Ain't nobody better than the next person. We all God's children. And we gotta say, keep that negative stuff. I can't even have nobody negative around. I ain't got time for it. So, pretty much that's the most challenging stuff as far as running the equipment. That didn't bother me. Yes, sir.
Two things. Can you describe some of the equipment you use and tell us some of the projects that you worked on?
Okay, from excavators, and you guys got your phones, you can punch up an excavator, what it looks like. Matter of fact, I remember when they were doing construction here, I'm gonna say that was back in the early 2000s, I came on this job. Because, or this school site when they were doing this, because there was some not, huh?
You said you helped build this.
No, I was an organizer at that time. I wasn't running the machines anymore. So my job was to organize non-union companies. So the company that was doing this job here was non-union. So I had to come out here. I remember coming out to the field and whatnot. It's funny because when I was coming here, I'm like, and this is my area. So I just want you guys to know, not only do I cover all of Philadelphia, I cover Delaware County. And it's funny because when I was leaving here about maybe 2 weeks ago, I came down here and then had to bang the right on Calvin Road. So when I'm coming here, I'm like, where the hell is this school at? And then my GPS is telling me. I said, I wonder if it's this location. Sure enough, it was. But yeah, early 2000s, I was on this site trying to organize the contractor. But as an operator sitting in the machine, excavator, backhoe, bobcats. Bobcats are a funny piece of equipment. They're smaller. A lot of people don't like them because they're compact. And you get dirty. And some of us operators get we get prima donna syndrome. We don't like to get dirty no more. Hey, I'm a construction worker. That dirt didn't bother me. If I'm getting dirty, that means I'm getting some paper. So the dirt never bothered me. Some of the projects the brother asked about, you guys are too young, but again, you got your phones. We tore down a Meridian.
Huh?
The Meridian building was the tallest building besides City Hall in the city of Philadelphia. And then when they built Liberty 2, of course, that dwarfed it. But, the Meridian caught on fire, and a fireman lost his life trying to put that fire out. It was 44 or 46 floors. I know when we were on the roof of the building, you could see Atlantic City on a cold day, not on a hot day because it was hazy. On a cold day, it's clear. You could see the top of Atlantic City. That's how high this building was. We tore that down. The Philadelphia Civic Center. You have Philadelphia Children's Hospital sitting at that site right now. That used to be a big arena, like the Wells Fargo Center, Philadelphia Convention Center. We tore that down, and the parking garage. Those are some of the biggest projects. The Blue Route, I helped build that. I remember when we were building the Blue Route, I was sitting on my dozer one day, and I had to wait for them to prepare the location for me to go to work in. So I'm sitting there, and this was out by McDade Boulevard. We was cutting through there. And I'm sitting on my dozer, and I'm looking up the road where we getting ready to cut. And I see something black going by. I'm like, what the hell is that? I'm like, oh, that's probably a dog. Not thinking that it's that small and it's that far away. It was a damn bear. So I remember when we cut the Blue Route, it wasn't no more woods out there, and it was a bear. So those are some of the bigger projects that I worked on. As a business agent, I was a business agent for numerous projects. Comcast 1 and 2. Those are the biggest buildings in the city right now. I was the boss on the Wachovia, not the Wachovia, the Peter Leopold Center at Temple University. So even though I was an operator, I was in charge of the job. So it was like a lot of projects that we were just, you're fortunate to be on. Airport. Oh, another thing, as far as an operator, when you get snow removal is something that the contractors will call you on, and it has nothing to do with your job. It's something totally different. They need people to run this equipment when it snows heavy. I remember coming out of a union meeting on a Friday night. Say, but you go home, change clothes, go up to Mike Durkin's yard, you're going on snow removal. I was out of work, no problem. You heard what I said, it was a Friday night. When I got back home, it was Tuesday night. So I did Franklin Mills Mall, then I had to come to the Philadelphia airport. Dead tired. I got the call to come pick up my check that Wednesday. I said, mail it. I said, but you know what? How much is it for? So it was from Friday night, 11 o'clock I started, to Tuesday, I think it was like maybe 12 o'clock. The check was for like almost $1,600. How many hours was that for? I don't know how many days or weeks. That was hours. So I'm just saying, and I'm trying to connect with you guys. These careers, it's some serious money. It's some serious money. And I'll give it to you, I'll give you one last thing. When I was a trustee for my union, I had to interview guys and girls trying to get into our union. And I have to look at their application. I'm looking at people that went and graduated that should be doctors. What are you doing here trying to be a construction worker? It ain't work for me over there. And I'm like, wow, I was amazed that these guys are doctors, but they chose to say, the heck with that, I think I can make it over here. And it just blew my mind. So again, if I gotta leave you with something, I'm gonna leave you with the pre-apprenticeship program information. So if you guys are interested, please take advantage of it. If you are interested and you guys want me to come back, I'll come back. I'll bring Bill Peoples with me, who is the director of the program. But listen, you guys will have the website. So maybe in a couple of months you feel like you're interested, stay in contact. Feel free to go on there. The only thing they're asking that you have is a driver's license. You gotta have a driver's license because you might be driving from job to job. So, if there's any more questions, I have no problem answering. If you guys want me to come back, listen, it's in my blood, I'll come back. All right?